Hi everyone, my name is Kellay Chapman and I serve as the Director of Operations at the Southeast Raleigh Table Church. And I get to take a couple of minutes just to address those of us who are white in our community around this 2020 presidential election. I know that it has been a hard week on top of a hard year. I keep thinking of this as a really grueling time, and I imagine it feels that way for a lot of us. So there's a couple things that I want to just share and invite us to consider. So first of all, here at the Southeast Raleigh Table, one of our core values is that race is always on the table. Another is that we show up, and another is that we think big, and another is that we offer blessings. So that's what we want to do in this moment in American history. So the first piece of that, from my perspective, is to dispel this myth of two sides. As James Baldwin said in his famous quote now, you're entitled to your own opinion unless your opinion is rooted in my oppression. It's clear from the rhetoric that we are hearing from the Trump administration and Donald Trump himself that his policies, his ways of being are rooted in the oppression of others. So though Democrats don't hold all the answers and there is not a political savior, if you will, we are going to dispel the myth that there are two sides, because though neither side is going to save us from this moment, the side of Donald Trump is rooted in the oppression of others. So we are not going to be a community that participates in that myth, and I see you all doing that, and I'm really grateful to be in this work with you. And then the next thing I want to say is, there are a couple ways that I think Donald Trump needs to be confronted. This is kind of another reckoning moment in 4 years of reckoning and a summer of reckoning around race, and right now there's another moment. It's important for Donald Trump, the man, to be confronted, to be held accountable for all of the things he's done that are wrong, illegal, cruel, inhumane. And the way we can hold him to account for most of us is just to vote, and we've done that. We've cast our ballot, and that's important work. That's important work that we've done. And the second thing that needs to be confronted is Donald Trump as a mirror. Like so many folks have said, Donald Trump is not an aberration, but a manifestation of white America. And I've seen you all show up. I've seen the ways that you're working to create repair and reparation instead of just beg for absolution. So these are processes that we are in, and we're all in different places in our journey. But as we consider this moment, it's just really important to remember that we're not talking about an outlier here, but we're talking about a whole culture. So we get to be folks who come up against this culture of white supremacy, of hate. And it's really important that we do that we're not silent and that we're not complicit. The last piece that I would speak to around kind of confronting this mirror is, it's really easy to say, I didn't vote for him. I didn't vote for him the first time. I don't support him. I see the numbers. I see that a lot of white people, a lot of people who look like me do support him, but I'm not that person. And that's true. That's important. It's also important to realize that that's not necessarily a helpful stance for us to take right now, not necessarily a helpful use of our words and energy. What I'm realizing is when Jesus was faced with a corrupt political system, he didn't talk about his innocence. He talked about liberation. He offered liberation. He cleared the path for liberation. So what I want to call us to and invite us to is to not talk about our innocence in this situation, but instead to continue to do the work of clearing the path for liberation. The mere fact that you're part of this community shows that you are willing to do that work, that you're willing to lean into places that are uncomfortable and difficult, that you're willing to learn and grow. And we're so grateful that you're here. And we want to lock arms together to continue to clear this path of liberation.